Hey there, and welcome to the Second Lunch Podcast. We've got some new digs. We are recording from Maranimal Manor instead of the studio in Seattle. We'll still be there occasionally. We can't go that long without Hot Jake, frankly. But
right, and the guests.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a break for Christmas, New Year's. Did you do anything fun for New Year's?
We took it easy this year. As you know, Ashley loves fireworks, but we did not go crazy with the fireworks because where we live, last year they were rolling around because, you know, we live close to the airport. And instead of being like, stop doing that over the microphone, the cops were like, you're lighting fireworks in a level 3 airspace. Like, I'm trying to emphasize, like, this is not just a noise complaint. So, no, this year took it easy, but did you guys do anything?
I yelled at the neighbors, basically. They started setting off fireworks at like 8:45. I was like, 8:45? There's no time zone where it's midnight right now. I was so annoyed.
It gets dark at like 4:30 this time of year, so for me it's like light them at like 6 when no one's asleep, or light them at midnight when you're actually fucking asleep. Right. 10 is like a weird no man's land. 4th of July is different. You're not waiting for it to turn the 5th.
Yeah.
But other than your neighbors, is Lake Stevens a big, like, popular... Because, you know, where we used to live, it was legal. And then they made it illegal, and we just didn't follow those rules and had, like, alarming triple mortars.
Yeah, I don't know if it's illegal or illegal here. Based on how much fireworks there was, I'm going to say that it's legal. Or at least that's what everybody thinks.
Don't give a fuck attitude.
Yeah. Yeah, there was plenty of fireworks. And we're really close. Not really close, but... We're not super far from the reservation, so they've got Boom City there, so there's like crazy.
Yeah, you've got the opportunity for cheap fireworks. And if you roll through, like, day of, you know, if you come in on New Year's Eve, get all the deals. You know, here's a backpack full of Roman candles. I didn't even know it came in a unit like that.
Do I just light the backpack, or...
Did you put this together? They sell it to you like this. This is the only firework you guys sell in this format.
This comes from the Middle East.
A backpack's worth. When my dad was a kid in Alaska, him and his brothers got into a Roman candle fight. And these are fireworks purchased in Alaska, made in China in the 70s. All right? These are... You've got a danger multiplier happening here. And one of the Roman candles, they were having a Roman candle fight, just unloaded backwards into my uncle's face. So he spent like 8 hours getting his face stitched up on New Year's.
And all he was doing was playing with fireworks.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the worst that could happen?
Not just playing with fireworks, Roman candle fight. You're shooting the balls at somebody else. Yeah. But it turned on you. But my dad, having learned that, instead of ever thinking, I shouldn't let my children use fireworks, my brother got 80 stitches in his face. He's like, yeah, when you hold it in your hand, hold it out. So that, you know, if it backfires...
Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody tell Jason Pierre-Paul that. And yeah.
Big victim blaming going on here in the Mike world. He's definitely going, it was Tony's fault for having it in front of his face.
I remember one 4th of July, we were setting off fireworks and somebody put a Roman candle in a bottle, as you do. And the bottle tipped. And
brilliant.
It started shooting at the neighbor's brand new roof. So... He spent like $20,000 on a new roof and just got lit the fuck up with fireworks like the same week.
Hey, better for it to happen to the new roof than the old brittle one. I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, right. Good point.
At least there's like some wet tar in here still.
Yeah. So, yeah, holidays were fun. I got significantly fatter, I think. I haven't.
It's a tough time of year, man.
I haven't tried to measure it in any way. I haven't gotten on the scale. My pants still fit, but I just feel like I have.
Yeah.
I keep seeing. I don't know why. Maybe it's the time of year, but I'm just noticing diabetes medication commercials more. Maybe I feel like they're just on TV more.
They hit me with a lot of them.
'Tis the season for diabetes.
Yeah. Oh, you ate how much on Christmas? Welcome to diabetic ketoacidosis. Why does your breath smell like fruit striped gum? Oh, he's going down. Oh, shit.
Dude, my favorite thing is when they start listing all the side effects and they're like, unexplained weight loss. Like, you should mention that to your doctor. Like, fuck that. He's been trying to tell me to lose weight for years.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the weight loss thing is going to get me out of this condition.
I'm not going to narc on the weight loss like that. I mean, sure, I might have scurvy, but I haven't fit in these jeans in years.
somehow have like an 18th century condition. I'm fucking this up. That with unexplained weight loss, I have to work so hard just to not gain weight. There would never be unexplained weight loss.
Any weight loss would be unexplained.
Exactly. How did this happen? I had Arby's last night. Like, this is impossible. That's a sign that your body's getting really ill, I suppose. Is when you are losing weight in spite of Arby's. Yeah, exactly. Did I lose a liver on that one? Yeah, my mom was, trying to lose weight around the holidays and chose, I'm going to go on the Atkins diet like beginning of December. Like, I get it, but...
Wait a month.
Yeah, you've subjected yourself to...
Be fat for an extra month.
Yeah. I don't even eat that much sugar these days, but I am facing up peanut brittle anytime I get the chance.
Oh, I fucking love peanut brittle.
Yeah, and you can't just buy that in the store willy-nilly.
Yeah. How much peanut brittle can I eat before I have to start Jardians?
Honestly, what stops me is not how much I've consumed, it's the teeth getting clogged. Like, my molar has grown in size.
Butterfinger molars, dude. Butterfingers, fuck those. Yeah, same deal.
Yeah, toffee, peanut brittle, all the classics. These are stuck in your teethers for sure. But yeah, there's certain things in the holidays I'm not going to say no to. And also, there's all the other holiday food, like you can't eat mashed potatoes now. You're going keto or whatever. So
yeah,
I'm eating the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I'm keto with potatoes. How about
it's not working too well.
The thing that I was like, I could probably be keto because you can eat pretty much as much cheese as you want. I was like, I'm on board with that.
Yeah, Ashley and I did keto for a while and lost a good amount of weight. But one, it can be, depending on how you go about it, way less healthy than a normal diet.
Yeah.
There's like certain fruits and veggies you're not supposed to eat. It's like, I'm pretty sure my doctor wouldn't agree with that. And you can order...
Your doctor's also not going to tell you to be in ketosis 24 hours a day.
Yeah, exactly. That's not that's not in the medical textbook. But you can order things like from Five Guys where you get, give me that double cheeseburger. Lettuce wrap. Trying to watch the weight. Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't order a 2-patty, like $12 burger then. Yeah, skip the fries, but give me those hot dogs and a lettuce wrap too. Yeah, that's... All right.
We can just jump right into Tinderella because I think I know the first question. You were talking about teeth around the holidays.
Yeah.
I went to the dentist, and how long will you wear the sunglasses before being prompted to take them off?
Out the door.
Like, I'm wearing them
into my car.
Because I never know, and I'm like, I don't know if I feel like they're done, like, I'm talking to the dentist now, and I just look like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
I don't need to be wearing these shades, do I? Can I take them off?
That's the thing. I feel like I never know, is this just like a polishing and checkup day? Like, is this an x-ray day? What are we doing here? I never have the itinerary, so I just keep them on to be safe. I'm just intimidated.
It's like
These
in Big
people are
Daddy,
doctors.
like, so you can hide.
Yeah, exactly.
You're invisible when you have them on.
Well, the glasses are a bit of they do serve that purpose, because when you got the dentist and the assistant over your face and you're staring up at the light, the last thing I would want them to be able to see is my eyeballs, like, tracking the room.
It's more for them.
Yeah. Keep his weird eyes off of me. Staring at something on my forehead? If you were in a situation where somebody yelled, "Stop that man," would you stop them?
No, I don't want to get involved.
I'm not involved.
Yeah, I don't know. What did he do?
Yeah.
You're going to have to give me more information than that.
Yeah, I don't act very quickly on anything.
Yeah, you might have a gun. You want me to get in the way?
Yeah, also, you might be the villain. This could be a ruse. I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Stop that guy.
Good
No, he's
point.
trying to kill me. So, and I mean, where is this going to happen?
Stop that guy stole my purse. I'll at least trip him.
Yeah, exactly. Throw a leg out.
Yeah.
Maybe go for the old clothesline. But
Oh, yeah.
like your night train lane.
Yeah. I've always wanted to clothesline somebody, dude. That'd be so sick.
That's one of those wrestling moves where, you can watch a lot of professional wrestling and go, oh, that's bullshit. That's the rock bottom doesn't hurt that bad. But when somebody just goes forearm to trachea.
Yeah. What they don't show is the following rotator cuff surgery.
That's true. Guy delivering the clothesline's taking some damage, too.
Yeah, right. Oh.
I'm with you, though. I need so much more information to be expected to act that quickly, and I'll never be able to get the guy on foot. So he has to come into my...
Yeah, I'll jog and make it look like I tried.
Yeah. I'm like late George Foreman. If you stay away from me, I'm totally harmless. But if you get between here, I might be able to trip you. Are you more afraid of the doctor or the dentist?
I have white coat syndrome, something fierce. Like,
Yeah, spike your blood pressure real quick.
Yeah, and it doesn't like. I was at the dentist. They were taking my blood pressure. They were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Honestly, I'm afraid of you." Like that's what this is about. I don't know what I'm thinking either. Like I'm gonna be the first guy who died during a dental cleaning. Like I don't know, but that's always where I'm at. Like this is where it ends. Yeah. Supposed to be there to help.
Why are you putting the cuff on? I'm checking your blood pressure. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, I even when I would donate blood, sometimes like they're phlebotomists. They're not even not real doctors. You're like not real doctor. You're like not at that level of chiropractor. Yeah. So I don't know what nervousness I would have.
Well,
but
that might take too much.
Yeah, right. I'm still donating.
Shit is almost empty.
Classic vampire conspiracy theory. The old blood Ponzi
I don't even
scheme.
remember what show it's from now, but the guy was talking about donating blood, and the other guy's like, "You only do that so many times
before you dry up,
before you run out." Yeah, feels like Trailer Park Boys, but I don't know.
My cousin had one of those, what I would call like a naturopathic sort of health theory, where he's like, "Dude, your blood just gets dirty with time. Donate blood. Body makes fresh blood. You got better blood now." Like, I don't know enough about blood to tell you you're wrong. I wish my blood knowledge was stronger for the first time in my life. I think I'm more afraid of the doctor just because of the potential for whatever. Like, I know the dentist is going to come in, hammer my teeth pretty good, but I also know they're in decent shape, like where I'm not going to have like a horrible time. Whereas my mom has always had, like since adolescence, just terrible teeth. She had like her first root canal when she was 18.
Oh, fuck.
So like her dentist experiences are totally different, and I completely understand why she would like nominate dentist first. But yeah, for me, I had a few cavities when I was a kid, and that's basically it. I mean, my teeth are not the whitest, I know that, but they don't do anything for that. This is a good one, Chris. Do you think you could land a plane?
I used to think so. Also depends on the plane. If we're talking a Cessna, you land that bitch. You know what I mean? You can figure that out. But if
I feel like you could slow a Cessna down enough that you might just be able to kind of skate it. Like,
if nothing else, there's lakes, you know?
Yeah. Not going to work the same in the old 737.
Right, exactly. You put me in like an airliner, no fucking chance. There's so many buttons and shit. You steer with your feet? What this is madness.
Yeah. It's because of course in that situation too, you're being asked under like adverse conditions. This is not like you being asked in like the simulator chair. This is like the pilot's been stabbed in the neck.
Yeah. Somebody needs to step up. We decided on 23B, so if you can just stroll up here and
we lottery balled it. Like an 11-year-old kid. All right, draw another one. See if we can at least get an adult. Yeah, I've seen enough videos where people are landing in like insane crosswinds, where you have to turn the plane into them as you land because it's blowing you off track, and so the plane can look like it's coming in not quite 45 degrees, but like 30 degrees from its, from nose to tail, where it's just fucking sideways because it's flying in like 50-mile-an-hour winds. And that's where it's like, okay, those are the weather conditions. I am so doomed. Yeah. I need to land on a nice sunny day
until we either run out of gas or the wind stops.
If it's not a day where I would be barbecuing at the beach, I don't think I can land the plane. I need real calm weather conditions, breezy palm trees. Yeah. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? 100 of something's always dangerous.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a lot. I wouldn't even want to fight 100 chickens.
Yeah, how much kick power? Because that's the big problem with a horse. If they kick you, you might just be dead. But if it's the size of a...
And what type of damage could a fucking horse-sized duck do? That's pretty big. I feel like that beak would hurt. Really fucking beak you.
See, I feel like the duck is... A horse is too known of a quantity. I gotta go with, give me the duck. I'll fight the duck. It's
You're
gonna
fight
scare
a huge duck?
I'm fighting the huge duck. I do not trust these horses.
Have you ever been around a horse? That is so big. You know how big that duck's gonna be?
It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be like one of the ride the boat fucking things that you...
You know how many times I've wanted to... I like ducks. Geese, on the other hand. Seagulls. Not fond of these birds.
No, well...
Anytime you're in a bunch of them, I just want to start fucking kicking them like soccer balls.
So
I feel
when
like
you go to the Ivers down at the waterfront,
yeah.
like everyone else is feeding them French fries. You're committing violence.
I'm gonna go with 100 duck-sized horses.
I mean, I will say, when you're our weight, you can just do a lot of stepping on stuff and some killing. But 100's still a lot.
That is a lot, but I feel like once you get going through them...
I don't know if it gets easier.
Horses bite?
Yes, they can. It's not like something I think that they do out of malice. I mean, I've fed horses apples, and it's like, yeah, you want to keep your hand flat so they don't catch your finger when they eat half of an apple in one bite.
God, they got those big old fucking George Washington teeth on them, too. They're not that sharp, though. They're, like, flat.
No, it's like being bit by a person more than, like, a dog.
Yeah.
All right, well, agree to disagree on that one. Okay. You time traveling to the past or the future?
Things in the future can't be good.
No.
At least in the past, this is basically a Louis C.K. joke, but he's like, it's great to be white. Like, I can go to any time in the past, and they're like, we have a table right here for you.
Yeah, we don't carry the same risks as
Right.
certain folks going to certain places in time. No, you go to the future, you might just end up in deep space because the Earth has exploded.
Yeah,
or something.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's coming.
Yeah, I'll take the devil you know.
Can you imagine all the people who time traveled to 2020 and were like, what the fuck? This sucks.
Yeah.
Why are we going to do this? Yeah, I don't want to know what's coming. It's like, do you want to know when you die? Fuck no, I don't want to know when I'm going to die.
Well, you could get all the things done. That's fine. That's fine. I don't need to feel like I'm on a timer.
No, I'm going to go to the doctor and see if he can help me prevent it.
You know how stressed out I get when I have like 3 errands and I'm trying to figure out what order to run them in? You're going to tell me I know when I'm going to die and how many things I need to accomplish in that time span? No, it's not functional.
Just going to have to play a lot more video games.
Yeah, I'm going absolutely to the past. The other thing with the past is that, sure, you're going to lose some creature comforts and some technological advances, but you can also, bet on Microsoft or whatever and benefit from that. You go to the future, you don't know shit. Like,
I would be memorizing all the Super Bowl champions.
And then just throw the money down on that.
Every single year.
The thing is, in most cases, there's only so much money that you'd really get back. I would look for the crazy prop bets. Like, like, what was the kickoff return touchdown on the opening drive the year that Devin Hester did it?
Right.
That had to have been like a plus 1,000 or something. Like,
right.
Give me 10,000 on that, and I'll win a cool fucking... If it was plus 10,000, it'd be $1 million.
I'd take the Jets over the Colts in Super Bowl 3.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going back to
They were like 2 touchdown underdogs.
I'm definitely going back to when Elvis existed.
What do you bet on there? I'm just...
What are we going to die in 77? I'll put money down on that.
Shit.
Yeah, being alive during the 60s, like witnessing the Lombardi era Packers and Elvis happening at the same time would be pretty cool. Although...
And JFK gets assassinated.
There's a lot of hair back then, man. Not even just pubes. They all had long hair in the 60s and 70s, and I don't know if I could get on board with that. I've always been a short haircut guy.
And I don't think they had the same plumbing technology. Like, how much of your guys' shower is just getting frigged up? The Motley Crue dressing room? It's got to be fucked. I know that's the 80s, but But yeah, I don't even know if they had like those drain unclogger things of the same caliber. I guess you just move out when that happens.
Invent
back
it,
then,
dude. You're fucking wealthy.
Would you rather be overdressed or underdressed?
I think overdressed. Because you can kind of play that off. Like, oh, I'm just kind of a goofy guy.
Ironic tuxedo
just
guy.
Yeah, just kind of silly. But you can't, like, show up to something in sweatpants and a t-shirt and everybody else is dressed nice. Oh, fuck. That's the worst.
Yeah, that's a bad look. But I do think that there is a different sort of humor to really overdressing.
Mm-hmm.
Really underdressing is going to be harder to pull off.
Right.
And also, when people are overdressing around you, or they're dressed up, you're the one underdressing, means they probably took it seriously, and they're interpreting your actions as some sort of slight.
Right. This fucking guy doesn't even care.
I admit, on one hand, when I was a kid, like, didn't have very many nice clothes, and so couldn't dress up that nice, and now I've got to that age where it's like, oh, shoes on the other foot. I go to a nice breakfast with Ashley, and somebody's wearing flip-flops, and I'm like, fuck you! You could have done that at home.
I can't stand trying to gauge how fancy you're supposed to dress, so I would almost rather always be overdressed, rather than have to try to figure out if I'm supposed to wear slacks or not.
Yeah, I think that most of the things that we do are probably not very, like, socially demanding, where I'm really going to be expected to do that much. But then again, you've seen the shirts I wear on this show. Like, I can only downgrade so much before I go right into the gutter. Like, I basically have, like, some work shirts and then the dumbest fucking shit I could possibly wear, so.
Yeah. Can I wear a jersey to this or not? It's a nice jersey.
Yeah, very clean. Has an autograph on it.
Jeff Bagwell.
Wearing a Stroh's jersey to, like, fucking Wally's in Des Moines. Like, is anybody going to appreciate this? It's like the bar I told you about by my house that has the Brian Scalabrine jersey framed. Who is this for?
Right. That annoys me so much I can't even describe it.
All right. Chris, headlines?
Let's do headlines. As the people know, it's really important to me to make sure that they're educated. And we didn't do any of these. Okay. Plane forced to return to JFK Airport after horse on board gets loose.
We're back to the horses. Okay, is it duck-sized or is it full-blown?
Why is a horse on a plane?
It made me think of, seeing those scenes from Afghanistan as people are fleeing the airport in Kabul, and you'll see like 700 people on one aircraft carrier. I didn't know a plane could be, not aircraft carrier, one of those giant military planes, though. I didn't know it could fit that. I didn't know any plane could fit a horse until I have to see this fucking plane. None of the planes I've ever been on. Are you telling me I have to sit with a combined 700 pounds of flesh from the other two people in my now 950 pound 3-seat?
I love the idea of, like, I'm in 3A and the horse is in 3C.
Yes. This horse is directly impacting my amount of space.
Ate all the fucking peanuts.
Look, I know how space works, and I know that if that thing is on the plane with me, it's taking up space I could have had. That's the only way that math works. But also, how loose did he get where they became aware that this had to stop?
Yeah,
we have to fly back.
Like throwing off the...
Yeah, when it started, they were like, we can get this squared away. And then there was some point where the horse did something, and they were like, we got to turn this plane around.
Well, yeah, I bet the horse was freaked out. You know the way your nuts kind of, I don't know, our female listeners may not be able to understand what I'm talking about here, but the way it kind of, when you're in an airplane or taking off, or like when you hit turbulence or something.
Your body is telling you.
Imagine you have horse balls. Holy Christ. I bet he was freaking the fuck out. Like, what is happening in here?
Admittedly, there's no part of the horse's evolutionary history that would prepare it for, you're 30,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, there was no horse Wright brothers. There was just...
You think the horse was cool with everything that happened until it got fairly high? Was just like, yeah, I'll get on this plane. Or was that horse already being a problem and they were like, we're going to have to turn this fucking plane around, I bet. I fucking bet.
I don't even know. The thing I can't get past is why.
Why it was being transported
yes,
that way?
Why on an airplane?
I don't know.
Emergency medical
There's
surgery. Furniture I'll leave behind when I'm moving because it's too big.
Well, a horse is a living thing. So, gotta have some... Also, you gotta remember, like, was this a fucking, like, thoroughbred $2 million horse that's, like, literally worth more than my life? This thing has more earning power than I do.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. The rowdiness, too. Like, if it was rowdy beforehand and they still let it on the plane, it just makes me think of the time that my dad was too drunk to fly. Like, sir, we don't trust that you can be on this plane.
Well, I'm not flying the plane. All I gotta do is sit here.
Yeah, we don't think you can do that. We know what your responsibilities are, and we don't think you can hold up your end.
How did that happen?
I don't know. He was late. He was home a day late because of it. He called, yeah, they're not letting me on the plane. And of course, it's framed as their fault. These guys. This is the problem with airports, though. It's lawless. A person like that already drinks all day is then in a place where it's, like, kind of okay to drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Complete fucking lunacy. You've given him carte blanche. So, yeah. Clinging to the plane so he doesn't fall off
What
with
if
it.
Mike got loose on an airplane? All right. Grandma shuts down entire country's internet.
I've read about this. Yeah.
This is amazing. She was just... Well, for starters, it's the most... Trailer Park Boys reason I've ever heard. She was just trying to get copper and like scrap metal.
Yeah.
Go get some money.
Yep.
Actually, my favorite part of the whole thing, she's like, what's the internet?
That's where you sell your copper that you just stole from that abandoned strip mine.
What an entire country. You guys, there's got to be more than one cable. That's all I'm going to say. There's got to be more than one. It can't all fall on
big
one
infrastructure
cable.
questions. Yeah, exactly. The big single point of failure questions. And especially if one grandma can do it. Not like one nefarious person trying to do it. That's different. This is, you've allowed this to collapse on accident. How quickly does society disintegrate once the internet goes tits up? Like if it does that for like 3 days, how long until people lose their mind?
I say a couple hours. Yeah, I don't think we're making it 24.
Thank God I've got like my physical books and my records, because at least then I've still got some like analog entertainment. Like
I wonder how much we would just hear screaming. I think people would just
the sort of raw screaming that children do, where you're just next to a playground and it's not somebody going like, "Come back, you're it." It's just somebody going, Jesus Christ.
My emotions are coming out.
Dude.
I can't describe them.
I've never had my nerves more frayed than living next to small children, because the first few times you hear a blood-curdling scream like that, you think, like, I've got to get involved, you know? And then by, like, the sixth one, I have the same attitude I have towards car alarms, where I'm like, I bet that's an accident.
Just give him the PSP back. Fuck.
But there's going to be a Boy Who Cried Wolf day where there's a child, like, actually screaming about something I should respond to, and rest in peace.
Well, gotta let him die. All right. Pet parrot went missing and returned home 4 years later, speaking Spanish.
I would be like, fuck you, dude. You
went on vacation?
I don't speak Spanish. I'm going to get out-educated by my fucking parrot who abandoned me. I was abandoned by a parrot who then went and bettered himself more than I did. Yeah, exactly.
Come on. So it actually turns out this parrot did not go anywhere. It went like a couple blocks away. Started living with a Guatemalan family and became really good friends with the grandpa. And when the guy realized that, he's like, just keep the fucking bird. Like, you can just keep him.
Yeah, you've poisoned him. That sounded very racist. We're going to keep that in, because my intent was not for that to be racist.
He is supposed to speak American.
He's supposed to speak the one language my dumb cracker ass can speak. And you went and you educated him, and he's ruined.
You son of a bitch.
K-Ora S, get out of my house.
Down to a solid biblioteca. Fuck you.
Zapateria? How many shoe stores do you go to? You're a fucking parrot, dude. You're going to buy shoes, and I'm sitting
How do you
down.
even understand the concept of shoes, you son of a bitch?
I watched you shit on your own feet this morning, and yet, donde está la zapateria?
We got one more.
Okay, perfect.
I love this one.
Okay.
3-year-old opens entire family's Christmas gifts at 3 a.m.
You gotta love it. At the age of three as well. And I'm sorry, Chris, I'm just changing our Wikipedia for this episode because I wasn't prepared to do the one you chose. I gotta know.
I love that this kid was so amped that he was not going to stop at just his presents.
No.
He's like, I got to see what's in all these bitches.
Well, and also 3, I mean, you can be fairly precocious, but...
What does precocious mean?
Smart guy. Just your little
The
smart
irony
fella.
of not knowing precocious.
means just smart young person. Abnormally smart. So, like, I was able to read before I got into kindergarten, but 3 is young. So, on one hand... Probably couldn't read them. On the other hand, could read them. Devious as shit. This kid's way smarter than we thought.
Okay, there's reading, and then there's knowing what your name looks like.
That's fair.
Whether you can read it or not. It's like, I'll never be able to read Russian, but I know some hockey players' names just based on how they look in Russian.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. This kid knew what he was fucking up to. I just can't imagine. How alarming would it be to be a parent? So it's funny, the reason the parents found out about this at 3 a.m. or around 3 a.m. was because he came and asked them for scissors, which is a really odd question to get from your 3-year-old
At
3 a.m.
Yeah, if I got that question from a 28-year-old at 3 a.m., I'd be like, what are you up to? I'm not going to be party to... This is back to the guy yelling, stop that man. For what?
You're going to have to go get your own scissors.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to stop you, but I'm not going to facilitate. You go find them yourself, kid.
Yeah. What would you do? Would you rewrap the presents, or are you just like, everybody, this is what you got this year?
I mean, the thing is, at that point, it's like gone viral. We both saw the story, whatever. Like, it's more fun and silly probably at that point. And also, I'm bad at wrapping presents. I do it.
That took me 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not doing this again.
Not only that, but like that's one of those, every time I do it, I can feel my blood pressure skyrocketing. So no, like 4 a.m. Christmas Day, I'm just not going to be capable. I literally am not your man for this job. I need like a week's prep at least. So
yeah, I'd be separating it into piles. The worst thing I think would be like, you better fucking remember what you bought everybody.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because yeah, now it's like the jig is up. You don't want two people that you know you had bought different things for being like, well, I like this.
Yeah.
Like they have their each other's presents, and I guess you go exactly as I planned it.
Oh man, that reminds me of one Christmas. It was like when I just got into sports, and all I wanted for Christmas was a Packers jersey. That was like the top of my list. And I was bummed when I didn't get it from Santa or my parents. I was like, I guess I'm just not getting it this year. And then they're like, all right, well, let's open presents from your grandparents. And not to shit on my grandparents, but it was the stuff we got was always like, you just had to get us a present. Like, it was thoughtful, but
yeah.
Just give me a gift card.
I go to GameStop, guys. $30 goes a ways there.
So I open like a magic kit, and I'm like, all right, well, this could be kind of fun. I'm not like into this at all. I don't know why they thought this for me, but I don't understand their gifts most of the time anyway. Whatever.
Don't understand. Yeah, last year it was the Quran, and it was written in Turkish.
So then, right after me, my brother opens his present, and it's a fucking Packers jersey. And I was so fucking jealous. And my mom was like, this doesn't seem right. So she called my grandparents and was like, did you guys mean to do this? And my grandma was so pissed. She's like, God damn it, Gene was watching the Packer game when he was wrapping presents.
That also means that Richard, your brother, was probably like stared at the magic kit like, this was the top of my list. I mean, I'm not even a Packers fan.
Him and I, he didn't even like sports, exactly. So him and I are already kind of thinking like,
right, even as kids, you're like, I think we can get this sorted.
I know you don't care about Dorsey Levens, okay? I got magic.
Was that your first jersey?
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Yeah, I would let it ride for sure. That's a great story. But yeah, I would, like, everybody, you get your presents. Sorry, just the way this has to be. You know, blame it on Julian. Yeah. He's at that age where he can't even be morally charged with a crime. Like, when you're 15 and you fuck up, yeah, you're too young to go to prison, but you're old enough to be admonished. At 3, it's like, I don't even think I can communicate this.
Pretty funny.
It's like when my cat does something, I have one recourse, which is to spray you with a water bottle. You learn nothing from this. But
it's funny. I've been working from home for years now, really, since COVID.
The funnest year of our lives.
Yeah. Sorry, I shouldn't say COVID. We're going to get axed on YouTube. But
the vid.
Kendall's like mobile now. And
yeah, you guys keep the bathroom door closed.
Yeah, we got to keep all the doors closed. We have those little fucking hook things on the bottom of the doors too.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you want to eat a Tide Pod? Right?
They look too tasty. Looks like the latest airhead invention.
That is the most dangerous gusher ever.
Doesn't taste too great either.
So she's been walking around a lot, and so I work and watch her one day a week, and then my mom comes and watches her one day a week while I'm working. And Kendall really wants to come visit. She's like, no matter where she is in the house, if she gets loose, she starts walking down that hallway towards my office.
That's got to feel good.
Yeah, but it also feels bad when I like am working and have to ignore it, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's fucked up.
What I've noticed is it's not really me that she's coming to see. It's my swivel chair. Katie showed her what the swivel chair does, and so she just wants to come in, get a couple spins, get a little dizzy, and get out of here. You know what I mean?
Right? That's her task.
It's funny, the first couple times she came in here, and she's like, pretty much like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to be parenting me. I'm just sitting in here swiveling around in a chair. Like, she has no concept of me doing something while I'm sitting in the ride that's in my room.
You phrasing it that way made it sound like you were doing the same thing she was going to do. Like, you were getting a few spins in. Hold on, it's my turn. We call this a freebie.
Yeah, it's really funny to see her reactions to things, but it is a little hurtful when she's being judgmental about my workflow.
Like judging my productivity back there? Okay. Look,
yeah.
You don't know this program, okay? You need to get a little older before you start giving me this kind of shit. So, Chris, I did have a little Wikipedia page I wanted to talk about. I pivoted.
Okay.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Waffle House Index. And the Waffle House Index...
Wait, let me guess.
Yeah.
It's an index of Waffle Houses.
You're on the right track. You're in the arena for sure. It is a system that Waffle House uses because they never close. That when natural disasters happen, other sorts of shutdowns happen, they stay open. And as things get progressively worse through the system, the index is actually sort of like the old terrorism scale, like green to red, where it's like, what's the threat level?
How many people have to die before there's no waffles?
If power goes out at a Waffle House, they'll still make stuff. They'll still stay open, but their menu gets severely truncated because they don't have fucking power. But it has become such a known standard of measuring how severe a catastrophe is that the federal government actually also tracks the Waffle House Index.
No way.
Yes, it is an actual referenced sort of...
I love the idea that on 9/11, George Bush was like, well, what's Waffle House doing? We'll go from there.
They're grounding their planes too? Shit. I'm going to pull this up because it's got its own Wikipedia page. So, yeah, I'm going to just read a little bit from this. We won't take too much time. But, yeah, since they're known for their 24-hour, 365-day service, this term was actually coined by FEMA. The metric is unofficially used, so they don't admit to it, but it is unofficially used to help gauge what FEMA's response is. So if your local Waffle House is underwater, FEMA's on the way. If Waffle House can still make you a waffle and, get your hash browns, with all of your fixins.
What are the qualifications for the person who's in charge?
That's a fantastic question. FEMA's going to leverage it. I would hope that Waffle House has a pretty good guy on their end, but I don't actually know
I hope it's just some guy named Frank. It's like the fourth thing he has to do that day.
Right. Yeah. This is like the thing he does after he scrubs the shitters. So the levels, the index does have 3 levels. So the terrorism one, I think, had 5. So a little different. But green, full menu. Restaurant has power. Damage is minimal or absent. So we're rocking and rolling. Yellow means limited menu. Power is either absent or delivered by a generator, or food supplies are running low. So big blizzard or something, you're not getting deliveries. You might be on yellow even if you have power. And then red means we're closed. That's fucked up in Waffle House land. That is DEFCON 1 in Waffle House land.
I don't even want to see you wear red in here.
Yeah. So
I like the idea that they could go yellow just because, like, I don't know, their delivery truck got delayed a couple days. And the Forest Service or whoever the fuck is watching the Waffle House Index is like, oh, fuck!
They don't have
going down!
They have no flour. It's like, no,
there's no whipped cream today! Wait, what? We gotta shut it down!
Last thing I'll say on this one, Chris, worth noting, because of the severity of Hurricane Ian, 35 Waffle Houses closed in Florida in preparation for the storm, showing how severe they thought it was going to be. And then Ian was actually very fucking severe. But
Hurricane Ian?
Oh, are we talking about some... Yeah, you don't want to be like, I lost 6 family members to Ian.
What are we doing with these names? They should be something cool.
Yeah, you have to have you have to have a name that'd get you elected senator. Ian.
Don't name it after people. It's a storm.
It did fuck up everybody named Hurricane Katrina Buster. Forever.
Yeah, Katrina.
Yeah, that had to have been like
True.
10 years of mild bullying for that.
Imagine you're named Katrina, and as soon as people hear that, they're just like, too soon.
I was born in 91. Don't care.
Yeah, still too soon.
We lost 3,000 people.
What's your middle name? Ian. It's Ian.
Dolores. Is there a Hurricane Dolores? All right, I guess that's who you gotta be now.
I hope that came through.
It came through for us. Beautiful rim shot coming in off the soundboard. All right, Chris. Gucci or Greasy, watching the Food Network?
You answer first. Actually, I'm going to answer first, Cole.
Okay.
It's Greasy. There's no reason. I don't understand. Okay, this is where it started for me. Can you give me a beer?
Yeah.
It started with, I was at the gym.
That's the worst place for it.
Exactly.
That's an insane
This
place
man is doing cardio, watching people make fucking, I was so offended I wouldn't even look. I couldn't believe it. This is the last place I want to be hungry. Yeah. Is the gym.
I'm also wondering, okay, was this person playing like the fine dining stuff? Or are they playing like guys' grocery games where it's like, these are all cheeseburgers? Jesus.
Okay, so there's a couple shows on the Food Network I can get behind. The reason I don't like it is because it's the only channel Katie watches, so it's always on for me. Yeah. I can't stand the competitive shows. I think it's kind of like...
I'm a big Chopped guy. I like Chopped a lot.
That's my least favorite of all of them, because every episode feels like it's the same thing. They're like trying to create this sense of doom.
Well, yeah, it's reality television.
I hate it. I love the ones where it's just like some nice little Italian lady showing you how to make pasta.
Oh, it's like Giada, and you're like, wow, that's a nice pasta, and your head is massive. But continue.
but her butt's pretty cool.
I just, every time I'm like,
clearly I want to eat the wrong thing.
You have a strong safety's head, is what I'm saying. You look enormous.
Yeah, you were made for TV.
Big expressive face.
Yeah. I don't like it, though. I mean, I like pretty much anything with Guy Fieri in it.
Yeah, you're going to see some good
Guys'
trashy
Groceries
food.
Games, it's like, I can deal with that. I don't really like it, but I don't really like the competition shows.
Yeah,
in general.
fair.
I fucking hate Bobby Flay. I hate the competition shows, and I hate Bobby Flay so much. I actually do truly enjoy when somebody beats Bobby Flay.
I do hate Bobby Flay. I guess I enjoy Chopped because it's one of those competition shows where very rarely does anyone actually talk shit. Like, you just have to do your job. This isn't like Survivor
there's a lot of
where
shit
there's
talking on there.
I don't see too much.
It's more like super self-confident people. It's not actual shit talking.
Yeah, and usually they're because the competition is so tough where it's like you have 20 minutes and you also have to use squid eyeballs. Where like people come away even if they are super cocky, usually feeling pretty shitty about their dish. I mean, people often feel good, but rarely is somebody like, you fuckers are done. Like Larry Bird coming into the 3-point competition going, I'm just looking around to see who finishes second.
That's also my thing about it is I don't understand. Like, I don't need to watch people cooking as fast as they can. I want to see them cook the best tasting thing possible.
Very true.
And I realize
it's
that
not the highest
you can't
form.
really convey the taste of something on TV, which is another reason it's kind of pointless to me. I'm like, I can't even eat that. Why am I watching food?
That's like jerking off, kind of, you know. I'm not getting laid, but I'm enjoying somebody else doing it.
You can kind of pretend you're there.
I don't know, man. I got an
It's hard. It's harder to pretend the taste of filet mignon.
And it's harder to nail it. It's harder to nail exactly how that fella prepped it.
I also, every time I'm watching Food Network, I'm like, this is too much work. I'm not getting anything from this. I do prefer the ones where they're like showing you how to do something. Actually, my favorite Food Network show is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. I fucking love that.
Well, that
show.
one has I will say, shows like that where they're going places are like, you know, I loved watching Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmern traveling around. That I did used to travel for work a lot, and you end up in a lot of cities that are maybe not like super special, or there's not like some trademark food they're known for, and you're like, what did Guy Fieri do when he went to Indianapolis? You know, like, I'm sure they have great food there. They got a goddamn football team, but I don't know what it is. So me and I have one other buddy that I worked with that, like, every time we go somewhere for a trip, I'm just looking up where Guy went. Right. I'm just going to... So it's kind of like a menu builder, but...
We do the same thing. I also have... I mentioned this, what was it, first or second episode? The Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
In Eugene.
Yes.
Once a month, I submit that brewery. I
Good on you.
really hope they get on there.
Good on you. Well, and also, it's in Eugene, not the biggest city, but also a college town that he'd totally end up in if he hasn't already been there. So, now, I understand where you're coming from, but I am guilty of diving in on some food shows.
So you're going to say Gucci.
I'm going to overall say Gucci, but I understand where you're coming from more than usual on this disagreement, because especially when you started with the gym thing, because every time I've been, you know, right now I just work out on my own, and the gym I go to, like where I'm working out, I'm like under the TVs. They don't have the TV in the screen there. So I'm not as aware, but like when I was at Western and shit, every fucking time you turn on a treadmill TV, like, who is watching this? They're making chicken fried steak and you're working out at 7:15 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Like,
how can you look at that?
Yeah. It's just not very good. It's not very good entertainment.
I'm out of here. I'm about to go clog these arteries I just cleaned up.
Okay, Chris. Next topic here. Teaching children to fold.
Yeah, I was wondering about this.
Kendall seems a little early on it still.
Well, because I'm thinking about how I'm going to do this. Everybody says, you know, you fold it hot dog, meaning long way, or hamburger, meaning the other way. Do other countries invoke food when trying to teach you how to fold?
You're going to fold this shawarma. You're going to fold this baklava. Well, shit. Into a triangle?
You're going to have to fold this shawarma. Yeah, that's how we got origami. It's just shapes of the foods are complicated.
This also just kind of come back to the last thing. Like, I guess everyone's just thinking about food all the time. You're working out and want to see food. Yeah. Folding stuff, thinking about food.
Hot dog and hamburger. That's all we got.
Well, it's also funny because you do fold a hot dog. Who folds a hamburger? Now you just looked for the other thing at the barbecue.
A hot dog is a fold, basically.
Yeah, it's built into the premise.
It's got a hinge. We've talked about this before.
Right. Was that when we were talking about what makes it not a sandwich? My sandwiches don't normally have a hinge. More of a pita bread situation. Jesus Christ. Chris, I don't know how to set you up for this one, but all I smell is peanut butter is what you...
Yeah, dude. I didn't, there's a lot of things I obviously didn't know about being a dad or having kids. Everything smells like peanut butter. I don't even know when the last time Kendall had peanut butter was, but holy fucking Christ. Peanut butter is, to smell what Cheeto fingers is to touch.
Oh, just like, clinging to the air.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's like radioactive fallout.
Why does everything smell like peanut? Why is there peanut butter? Why does the couch smell like peanut butter? Yeah. I don't see any peanut butter.
Yeah, you're smelling things. You're like, wine glass.
I'm the type of person too who whenever I smell something like out of place, I'm like, well, I'm having a stroke, or like, I'm dying. I'm actively dying. So just smelling phantom peanut butter.
Yeah, it's like,
is concerning.
Is this like a burnt toast thing? Like,
yeah.
About to go down.
Yeah, is this me or does this actually smell like peanut butter?
I'm now just thinking of all the silly things in your head. Like, I'm looking at all the bobbleheads that Kendall could never reach. Like, why does Drew Holiday smell like peanut butter? He's like 7 feet up. He lives here, man.
Clearly this is Chris. Getting a little risky with the peanut butter.
You're doing just as much peanut butter crime as she is, but it's just blaming it all on her.
There's the...
All my beer cans are covered.
Oh, there's the episode name, Peanut Butter Crime. Oh.
All right, Chris, I'm going to tell a quick Mike story here.
Ooh, give me another beer.
Go to This Week in History. Yeah, you got it. So, have you ever had to leave work early? Like, scheduled for a shift, I feel sick, blah, blah, blah. My first job was working at a little grocery store, Ken's Market. Shout out to Ken's, my favorite grocery store in the world.
Love him.
What a guy. But I got a few calls from my dad, and he knew I was at work, where it's like, okay, when you get like the third call from a parent, I'm like 17 at the time.
Somebody's dead.
Got to answer this one. And I was aware that him and my brother were going to take mushrooms that day, but I didn't really... I thought that was just their day, seems cool. But it was in the back of my mind when I answered the third one. And it's my dad, and he's like, Kolpy, Clay just locked me in the grow room. He's all tripped out on mushrooms, and he's got a knife.
There's a lot happening here.
Yeah.
Grow room.
Yeah.
Knife.
Yeah. So
this is so far removed from any reality I could ever understand.
So he's calling me from our garage, which he is locked in, which is where we also grow a small amount of weed.
I love that, though it's a garage, it's the grow room.
Oh, there are no cars in there. There's nothing. This is where the ladybug genocide happened, all right? There's history in these walls. And so I talked to my boss, and I was like, I know we're already, like, short, but I've got a bit of a situation. And my guy, Phil, was very kind and let me go home to deal with whatever was happening. So I got home. Clay had calmed down a bit. He had let Mike out of the locked basement. So, like, things had started to smooth over, and it's like, good, I'm glad I left work to come home and you guys had squared it away. Clay was still reeling a bit from the mushrooms, but what had actually happened, so that was Mike's side of the story, as told through a garage door with no shirt on. Talking to Clay the next day, because his brain was fried. They had done too much, or God knows what. And the next day, so Mike had framed it like Clay lost his mind and was threatening me. Clay tells me, no, this is what happened. Mike makes me take mushrooms with him. And then he keeps insisting that I drink orange juice to enhance the effects. I drank some orange juice. He would not let it go and kept insisting I drink more orange juice. This escalated to the point where Clay tricked Mike into coming into the grow room with him to, like, look at something.
Can you imagine offering somebody so much orange juice, they're like, you have to be locked up?
Yeah, I can't see you for 12 hours. You've become a nuisance.
The other thing about this story that I love is when shit goes down, you're the parent. Your dad called you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's out of Mike's hands now. Don't worry, he's called his son to come intervene.
Cole, sort this out.
And then where the knife even came into play, Clay did wield a knife, but his telling was, the man wouldn't leave me alone, I just thought it would spook him, basically. I wasn't really going to stab him, I just thought I could win that game of chicken. And
dude, I lost at a game of chicken one time. My brother was playing Xbox for a little too long. It was my turn. I had a friend over, so it was...
You get priority.
Priority, right?
Yeah.
But Richard wouldn't wrap the fuck up. I come in with a baseball bat, like you do. Again, never intending to do anything with it. He immediately immobilized me. Despite me being much stronger, I was holding it with two hands. He took it with two hands, and I was like, oh, God. There's not really any winning here.
There's already more conflict here than I thought I was just going to crack him.
Yeah, I thought he would just save and fucking leave. Somebody came with a weapon, I'd be like, I don't know, you made your point.
Honestly, like, you're in the right here, Chris. For your friend is there. It should be your game. But him not responding to that with anything other than disarming you and resuming playing says he must have been at a good part. Like, he had to have been. He's about to beat Water Temple or something.
He also went and fucking narked on me to my parents. Like, you don't have to dime on me like that, you fucking dick.
Yeah, you already won.
He called my parents, who were out, obviously. That's why this happened.
That's why a baseball bat could even be brought into the fold.
My parents would have seen me walking up the stairs with a baseball bat and been like, whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm going to stop you right
either you're threatening somebody or we don't play baseball in the house. Either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Take that back to the fucking garage.
Yeah, I never wielded a baseball bat against somebody in my house, but I definitely broke a window playing home run derby on our street. So.
Right.
Either way, no baseball bat. All right, Chris, I'm gonna move us into this week in history. Only have a few questions today. They're odd. We'll see how this goes. So today's January 7th, so we get the New Year as part of this. And there's a lot of weird stuff that happens on the New Year. So January 1st, 1845.
Wait, hold on. Did you see the thing about the twins being born? And one was born in 2023 and one was born in 2024.
I did not see that.
Anyway, that was the thing.
That's pretty awesome.
Continue.
That's
I have nothing else.
That is cool. I'm going to look into that. So the Philippines in January 1st, 1845 decided they were going to sync up with the rest of the Asian dates. So December 31st, 1844
They decided it was the year of the dragon.
Well, first we have to completely skip a day. But what this did was it meant that for the first time in 323 years, the Philippines' day of the week matched everyone else's. So for over 300 years, they were a day behind other places. So, on that note, are you somebody who is always late, rarely late, or never late?
Depends on how much I want to be there.
You're always on time for the podcast, so at least
Depends on how much I want to be there.
My experiences with you, you're very punctual.
I am 2 to 3 hours early to sporting events. I am at least a half hour early to the podcast. I almost didn't graduate in high school because I was late every single morning. To the point where I had to go just ask my doctor to write me a note saying,
I have time blindness or something.
I have some sort of sleeping thing. And he
I have narcolepsy that only works in the morning.
Okay. And he did, which really pissed off our vice principal, who's a fucking dick. Beatty can suck my cock. And I did get to graduate.
Nice.
But, yeah, it depends on how much I want to be there. I'm not usually late, but my mom is literally always late. So is Uncle Dave.
Yeah.
I would put my money... If I always see these things on Instagram or whatever where it's like, you can invite one person to a party, and if they're late, you get $1 billion.
Oh, my mom.
Yeah. Uncle Dave.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Love my mom, and she lives far enough away that I'll cut her slack, and like sometimes it's not egregious, but there are times where she'll call me. She's like, I'm hitting the road. It's like, you're 22 minutes late already. You hit the road late.
Oh,
like,
that's nothing. We were supposed to, this happens with my mom all the time. We were supposed to have Thanksgiving dinner at 6 on Thanksgiving, which...
Oh, God, you told me about this.
By Thanksgiving standards...
Already midnight.
Is pretty late. We didn't eat until 8:10.
That's insane. See... As you know, I have a cartoonishly early sleep schedule, like a 70-year-old man. So that's like already past my bedtime on a normal day, let alone Thanksgiving when I should be eating at like lunchtime.
You're a 2-sleeper, right?
I am a 2-sleeper, yeah. I
so
like
you sleep for a couple hours.
I wake up at like 1 a.m, play on my phone for an hour, and then, yeah.
There's times I shoot off a text, and I'm like, usually Cole's pretty responsive. I'm like, oh, for sleep. And then you'll respond to me at like 9 or 10 or something. I'm like, yeah, we're between sleeps.
Yeah. There's a method. It works. I'm now trying to think. I had a follow-up to what you were saying about your mom, but I fucking lost it because I'm an idiot. Fuck it.
An idiot?
Thanks, Chris. I'm hanging in there. Okay. January 1st, 2024, so this happened this week, but I decided that it'd be a good one. Disney's copyright protection on Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey Mouse, expires as they enter the public domain. What fictional character would you be most excited to see enter the public domain? Any creative work, whatever you want. You can just take somebody from any movie or anything.
SpongeBob.
That's a really good one.
Definitely SpongeBob.
That's a really good one. That's far better than any answer.
SpongeBob would get up to some stuff. I want to know the non-PG stuff SpongeBob's up to. That's a lot of holes.
That's he's a very moist man. No, SpongeBob is fantastic. He's got the, positive attitude, the go get him, whatever, the chutzpah.
What makes him so happy? You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. Why is this guy so happy?
That's a fantastic answer.
Something's fucky. I want to see SpongeBob in the Bob.
Yeah, I think that... And now I'm trying to think of it. I think cartoon characters are kind of the best. Similar to Mickey or Steamboat Willie. When you pull a movie character out or a TV character, they're in their environment almost too much. Like if you want to pull somebody out of, I don't know, Letterkenny or The Office. It's like, that guy's from Scranton. Can I actually put him somewhere else?
Right.
Whereas SpongeBob, yeah, he's from Bikini Bottom, but it's a cartoon, man. It's getting crazy down there.
That makes me think Bubbles would be pretty good.
Bubbles could work, for sure. And in that way, I would say Charlie Day from Always Sunny, just because he's usually just stupid and energetic, and that works anywhere.
Yeah.
Last answer I have for this one, that I don't know would be my number one, but would be a good one, just from cartoon, whatever. Hank Hill.
Yeah.
Because Hank Hill is the straight man to everybody else. So you can put him in as like a foil. He's like Phil Hartman or something. Like you can measure the world's absurdity by how Hank responds to it.
Right.
He's not the one bringing the absurd. All right, put Hank and SpongeBob together.
Oh, what a duo.
Okay, last This Week in History questions. January 2nd, 1974. President Richard Nixon signs a bill lowering the maximum U.S. speed limit to 55 miles an hour in order to conserve gasoline during an OPEC embargo. Are you a speeder? Would you be able to drive 55 as Sammy Hagar could not?
Drive 55 where?
To Tom's. What's the name of the...
Tom Thumbs?
Tom Thumbs.
Tom Thumb,
yeah.
yeah.
Can you keep it under 55 to get there?
I mean, I always go 10 over. That's my rule. 10 over. If they pull you over for that, they're not going to give you a ticket because it's not really worth their time. Because if you fight it,
they'll probably
it's out the window.
Right.
So I'm always doing 10 over. I get mad when people aren't doing 10 over. That's how much it's a rule for me. I expect it. It's so much a rule for me. I expect it from other people too. Right. But yeah, I mean, especially on the freeway, I guess I'm a speeder because my least favorite people on the planet are the people who don't stay right except to pass.
Oh, it's insane.
Holy crud.
When I'm in an Uber...
Left lane shitters, dude. Those are my least favorite humans on the planet.
Yeah, when I'm in an Uber and the guy's like hanging in the left lane getting passed on the right, I want to look at the cars passing us going like, I don't know him. I don't know this man.
I'm not involved in this thought process at all. Oh, what are you doing when you're doing that? What are you doing?
I've thought about this a good amount. I genuinely think that part of the issue there is like when I went through driver's ed, they did not make that a point of emphasis. That was never mentioned to me.
There's signs. I think
yes.
There's definitely emphasis on reading signs.
There is, but the problem is that I've learned this, so I'm saying like, yeah, I found out not too long after, oh, them's the rules. But the signs for that are so sporadic that it almost makes it seem like, oh, right here I'm not supposed to be in the left lane. It's like, no, asshole, it's anywhere. Just because you haven't seen a speed limit sign in 10 miles doesn't mean it don't exist. But I agree with you. It's the greatest transgression you can commit on the road other than, I was going to say drunk driving, but I don't know. I think that's cooler.
At least drunk drivers aren't sitting in the left lane.
Yeah, you're either staying in the right or you're flying down the left. My dad only got one DUI, and it was for going 128 miles an hour in a Volkswagen Golf.
I didn't know those could even go that fast.
Nobody did. I'm sure he's in the Guinness record.
Even Volkswagen's like, oh shit, we gotta hire this guy.
Did I talk about it on the podcast? He did have a second DUI, but they threw it out because they wrote his name wrong.
You gotta tell it now.
That's basically the fucking story. This guy committed like a serious DUI. And because God has a sense of humor, they decided to write the last name with like an R instead of an N. And for weeks, he's like, I think they might throw it out, boys. I was like, don't colloquially call me. Don't refer to me like I'm party to this. Boys, good news. Is it good news? You're still on the road,
it's bad news for Mike Fincher.
That guy's fucked. That guy has serious criminal charges coming his way, in fact. You'd be especially fucked if the guy lives in Hawaii, too. Like, that was not me. Oh, there's another Mike Fincher in Hawaii? Well, no.
Son of a bitch.
It's like every episode of his life is a Dukes of Hazzard, where it's like, how's he going to get out of this bucket of mayonnaise? Like, somebody's going to spell his name wrong. How? Are they drunk? No, just
Who invented this plot twist? This is stupid. Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
It does seem contrived.
They should never see another day in Hollywood.
Yeah, if I had that in a movie, very good point, Chris. If I had that in a movie, you'd be like, you don't get away with crimes for that. But I know I've talked about this one on the episode. It's like when he got away with the DUI because he started drinking on the porch.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's still one of the most genius things I've ever heard.
I know. I mean, he's redneck MacGyver. But Jesus Lord. Anyways, that's This Week in History.
And I think that's the episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching or listening to what is an episode of the Second Lunch Podcast. The first in our new dig, so if it sounded weird, looked weird,
we're working on it.
Just get used to it.